Okay, so welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you my very extensive and overly ambitious October TBR. And if I do not hold to this TBR, do not hold me. Just don't hold me to it because, you know, I can be a mood reader sometimes and I set a TBR every month and sometimes I read off the TBR, sometimes I ignore it. So this is just a vague outline of what I am hoping to read, and I may read none of these, I may read all of them. We'll see, but these are at least books that I want to read this month and that I'm definitely excited to read if I can get to them. It's definitely overly ambitious, but I am nothing if not ambitious. So let's get started with the TBR. So first book I have is Dreadful by Caitlin Rozakis. So it's basically about this fantasy villain who lost his memories and he's regaining his memories and he's questioning, does he want to be a villain? I think it's going to be funny. I think it's going to be, you know, just really fun. And I'm excited. So I'm not sure if this is a standalone or if it's the start of a series. I'm not sure. I guess I'll find out when I read it. So definitely excited for this one. So the next book, the next two books I have read the first book in this series months ago, and so I want to finish, I think it's called the Cursebreaker series by Brigid Kemmerer. I can never say her last name. I think it's A Heart So Fierce and Broken and then A Vow So Bold and Deadly. I don't know. It's a trilogy. This is the second and third books. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and I really loved the first book, and I have heard some, you know, not great things about books 2 and 3, but I also read the Defy the Night trilogy by this author, and I really liked it, so my fingers are crossed for this one. We'll see. These just feel like fall reads, you know. Beauty and the Beast just feels so fall to me that I would love to finish off this series in October, and if not October, November, but it just feels October to me. So I'm hoping I will like the series, or like the ending of this series more than some reviews I've heard, but we will see. We will see. Okay, so the next book I have is Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. I've actually read the first few chapters of this book, and it will be appearing in a reading vlog that is coming out very soon. But so far, I'm really enjoying this, and I've only read a little bit, but so far it's really entertaining. I personally love Riley Sager's writing. I know it's not for everyone, but I just love the way that he does just insane plots, just absolutely insane, off the walls. I appreciate that. Not everyone will, and I understand that. But I'm super excited. This is one that's set in an apartment building, and I love apartment building thrillers, so definitely super excited about this one. And then another one that's going to be in that same reading vlog is What You Hide by Natalie D. Richards. This is a young adult thriller that takes place in a library, and I'm so excited. And also, I love Natalie D. Richards' writing, and her having a book set in a library is just perfection for me. So I definitely think I'm going to be enjoying this one. And if you have not read Natalie D. Richards and you like thrillers, please pick up her books. They are just so insane and I love them so much. They have gotten me out of many reading slump, so definitely excited about this one. So next, this is a new release that I'm so excited for. It is We Solve Murders by Richard Osman, and this edition, oh, first off, look at these end papers. Are they not amazing with the cats and the guns? I love them. But this edition is, I don't know if you can see it, it's signed, and I'm obsessed. I am so excited. From what I know, it's like about like a father-in-law and daughter-in-law like who just solve a murder. That's basically all I know, and that's really all I want to know, because I'm certain after the Thursday Murder Club series, Richard Osman will not disappoint me. So I'm super excited, and I love this cover with the cat on it. I love it. So super exciting. This will also be appearing in a reading vlog at some point. Definitely exciting. Okay, so this one, I just saw at Barnes & Noble one day, and I'm like, I should read that. It's Game Without Rules by Michael Gilbert. This one, I think it was published in the 60s. And so it's like these two retired British intelligence operatives, and they end up solving a murder. And honestly, I just personally love what I fondly call old people solving murders. I love them. They're always just so heartwarming and just like very cozy. Even if they're not cozy, they feel cozy. So really excited for this one. And I also just love this like era of mysteries, like the Agatha Christie, Dorothy L. Sayers, you know? So this one, super excited for. I'm basically going to say that I'm super excited about all of these, and it's true. Okay, so next. Okay, so this one I have been meaning to read for a while. It is Scythe by Neal Shusterman. This is another like YA dystopian. And so this one, again, I don't know much about the plot, just like that it's dystopian. And I have been on a dystopian kick since I read Hunger Games this summer. So I'm hoping this will like scratch that itch for more dystopian. So, and this is like the first in, I don't know if it's like a trilogy or if it's longer, but again, very excited about this one. So yeah, and this one just feels fall. Like the cover and the vibes just, it feels fall, doesn't it? Okay, so next is Lightlark by Aster. So this is one that I have heard so many different reviews. Some people absolutely love this book. Some people absolutely hate it. And so I was like, I'm not going to read that. And then I saw it in a bookstore and I'm like, I need to know. I just need to know, like, is this any good? Is it not? So I'm going to give it a shot. I'm really hoping I'm gonna like it. The cover I just think is super cool. Like the way that whoever designed this cover is super cool to me. So I'm really hopeful. From what I know, it's like this fantasy and like the rulers of, it says the 6 realms fight to break curses. So it's like, I'm hoping it's kind of like a fantasy Hunger Games. We'll see. But that's like kind of the vibes I'm getting from it now. That opinion might change once I've read it. We'll find out, but I'm very interested to find out what my thoughts and opinions are on this because there are so many mixed reviews. Anyway, definitely on the October TBR. This is like priority for me. Okay, so next is episode 13 by Craig DiLouie, I think. So this one is like a mystery horror type thing where it's like paranormal investigator reality show is like filming. And it's like, and it turns like into an actual like ghost story. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically like paranormal investigator reality TV show that turns out to be more real than they thought. And the best part about this is it is, let me see if I can find a page that, it's mixed media, which I do love. I don't know if you can see that, but it is mixed media. So that was definitely one of the big factors of me wanting to read this. And this is definitely like an October spooky book, and I'm thinking I'll probably read it around Halloween. I feel like that would be like a really good time because does it not just give off all the spooky vibes? I think it does. And I'm hoping it's not too, it's more on the mystery side and not horror because I am a wimp. I don't like horror, but I feel like this one is not going to lean too much into that, you know? Fingers crossed. If I'm wrong, don't tell me. I'll find out for myself. So here's hoping that I do enjoy this one, but it's definitely going to be a good book for Halloween. Okay, this one is The Last 12 Miles by Erika Robuck. So this one is a historical fiction that's set in 1926, and it's like basically about smugglers and like during the Prohibition, and the main character is like a code breaker. I'm not like I said, I am so bad at like completely grasping the summaries of books before I read them. But what I do know, it's about smugglers. Our main character is a code breaker involved with the smugglers, and I love Erika Robuck's writing. So super excited about this. This one came out this summer, so it may not be like a fall book, but I am just in the mood for historical fiction because I have not read a lot recently, and I need more historical fiction. And so this I'm so excited about. So yeah, if you like historical fiction, definitely give Erika Robuck a try because her writing is just so good. So next this is another library book. It is The Women by Kristen Hanna. This one, it was like so popular when it came out at the beginning of the year, I think February. So it's, I think, just like these women in the Army Nurse Corps in Vietnam, and I am so eager. I've been so eager to read this book since it came out because I have read The Nightingale and the Four Winds by Kristen Hanna. And if you know anything about Kristen Hanna's writing, you will know that she can rip your heart out and just tear it to pieces. And so this book, I've wanted to read it, but I've been so hesitant. So I picked it up from the library and I'm going to read it. Fingers crossed it doesn't make me cry too much, but I think that the setting is going to be very interesting since it is Vietnam, and I personally have not read a lot of books that are set during the Vietnam War, so I'm so excited to see how Kristen Hanna uses that setting and like the story that she tells. So basically all I know, it's about obviously women in the Army Nurse Corps in Vietnam. Definitely excited about this. I will have to read it on a day where my schedule is clear and I can just sit and cry because I feel like that is what's going to happen when I read this. So some more historical fiction that I'm very excited about. Okay, so next is Wisteria by Adelaide Grace. This came out at the end of August, I think, and it is the final installment in, I don't know what the series is called. I guess it's just like the Belladonna trilogy. So it's basically, I don't want to give away too much. Basically, fantasy murder mystery where death and fate are actual characters. Amazing. It has, this series is just fall. Like, if you need a gothic fantasy series to read during fall, read this one. I reread Belladonna and Foxglove in September in preparation to read this one, and I love them both so much. They're so good, and super excited about this. After the cliffhanger of Foxglove, I am so excited to see where Adelaide Grace takes the story. So I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil you for anything, but basically murders happen and fantasy and just plot twists and just all the gothic kind of vibes. So definitely consider putting this or this series on your fall TBR. So that's also another series that I can check off, which is exciting. Okay, so the last two, these are going to be way more niche. Like, these are probably not recommendations unless you were like a weird history nerd like me. So they are both by James Holland, who is a World War II historian. So this is my only nonfiction on the TBR this month. It's The Savage Storm by James Holland, and I don't even remember. Okay, it's, oh yeah, Sicily, 1943. I have owned this for a year and have not read it, but I'm just so eager to read this. And both of these I had to have, this is embarrassing, shipped from the UK to get the signed editions and the covers that I wanted. So we're not going to talk about that, but this is Sicily in 1943. If you are into World War II and want to read some nonfiction, I would definitely recommend James Holland because his nonfiction, it almost reads like a narrative. You know, it's more, you know, it just like, you almost like understand like the actual people. Like, it's not just a dry like retelling of this happened, causing this, causing this. It's more like you understand the actual people that were a part of these conflicts, and I love that. So I'm so excited to read this one. Personally, I love the cover, and then the end papers, they're just so cool. You know, I feel like not a lot of books have really cool end papers, and I appreciate it when they do. And then both of these books are signed, which I love. And so then my last book on the TBR is Alvesdon, also by James Holland. So this is actually a historical fiction. Am I entirely sure what it's about? No. But did I buy it because it's by James Holland? Yes. So it's basically, I think, like this family, just these generations who live in Alvesdon, a village in the UK during, I guess, 1939. It's like the very beginning of the war, and it's just a story about them, and I think that's going to be so good. I feel like historical fiction is always the best when it's just focusing on like just a small set of characters and just what they are going through in whatever historical time you put them in. And so I'm super excited. I have never read any fiction by James Holland, so I'm very excited to see what I think about this one. So yeah, these are the last two on my TBR. There are some books that I want to reread. Oh, I forgot. There is one other book that I do not have with me that I want to read. I'll put a picture like of the book somewhere over here. But it is Lady Macbeth by Reid. If you're not familiar with Avery, she wrote A Study in Drowning, which is a very good book, also very good for fall. But Lady Macbeth, I think it's just like a retelling of Macbeth from Lady Macbeth's perspective, and I'm gonna sound so snobbish. I do like Shakespeare, and Macbeth is, this again, it's gonna sound so snobbish. Macbeth is my second favorite Shakespeare play, and I'm so excited about this. Like, all I needed to know, like, have I read the whole synopsis? No. I just needed to know Ava Reid and Lady Macbeth. That's it. I am in. I can't wait. But I do have a copy. I just don't have it with me. So this is quality content right here. Anyway, very excited about that one. And then, like I was saying, there are some rereads that I would like to get to, but I didn't want to put those on like my actual TBR just because there are books that I haven't read that should take priority, but there will be some rereads that you will probably see in some vlogs that I have planned that I'm very excited for. So yeah, a lot of these you will probably be seeing in vlogs. So yeah. Let me know if you are planning on reading any of these or what is on your TBR. So yeah, I'm super excited about October. It's one of my favorite months to read because just I love books that have that fall vibe. So let me know what's on your TBR and let me know if you've read any of these and what you thought about them. So yeah, if you got this far, thank you for watching this video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and I will see you in the next video.